One Piece has a huge cast of characters with different types of devil fruit powers. Some characters who doesn't possess any devil fruit powers are strong by working on their Haki and making it stronger. If we go on and list some of the most powerful characters in the series, the list would become really long and the debate would never end. Plus we are still far from the ending, so there might be few more characters who will get introduced in the future. That's why today we are doing a list of physically strongest characters from One Piece. So without any further ado, let's start with our video. On the 10th number, the character is Edward Weevil. Edward Weevil or Whitebeard Jr. is a self-proclaimed son of Whitebeard Edward Newgate and currently one of the Shichibukai. His powers has been praised by Kizaru, who compared his abilities to that of younger Whitebeard, his alleged father. He was able to single-handedly defeat 16 pirate crews affiliated with Whitebeard, including the AO pirates. On the next number, the character is Sengoku the Buddha. Sengoku the Buddha was the fleet admiral of the marine pre-timeskip, succeeding Kong and preceding Akainu. His devil fruit allows him to turn into huge golden Buddha with exceptional defensive and offensive powers. Alongside Garp and Suru, Sengoku is one of the most powerful marines of his generation. Even without his devil fruit powers, Sengoku has enormous strength, enough to effortlessly hold down an enraged Garp with only one hand. After Sengoku, the next character is Akainu. Akainu is the current fleet admiral of the marines, succeeding the previous fleet admiral Sengoku. He possesses exceptional physical strength, as shown when he pinned Whitebeard's giant Bisento down to the ground with just one leg. Furthermore, he was the one who emerged victorious from the 10-day duel between him and Aokiji for the position of fleet admiral. Akainu's background is renowned, especially among the strongest figures in the New World, striking fear into the hearts of pirates and marines alike. After Van Augur identified Akainu aboard a marine ship from negotiations, Blackbeard immediately fled, knowing the consequences of battling against him, even though Blackbeard has gained the powers of Gura Gura no Mi and has strengthened his crew with several of Impel Down's most powerful criminals. But still, he is on the 8th number because there are more powerful characters than him. With that said, on the 7th number, the character is Kozuki Oden. Kozuki Oden was the daimyo of Kuri in Wano country, the husband of Kozuki Toki and the father of Momonosuke and Hiyori. Oden had tremendous physical strength since birth, during which he flung his wet nurse across the room. By age 2, he could catch rabbits with his bare hands, and at age 4, he killed a bear by throwing a boulder at it. At adulthood, Oden could carry a giant koi carp which he caught at sea by himself and exerted enough physical power in his swordsmanship to clash with Whitebeard's Meito Murakomogiri. To match his tremendous strength, Oden has astonishing tolerance to pain, as he could hold a hot pot with his bare hands. As a testament to his monstrous strength and endurance, Oden was able to hold up all of the 9 of his retainers, each who are very large, on a thick wooden plank, while his lower half was submerged for an extended period of time in a large pot of boiling oil, which killed an average man in seconds despite getting out. He survived being boiled in oil, while the temperature continued to increase to over 700 degrees of heat for almost over an hour, a feat that no one has managed before, which impressed even Kaido. Despite being near death, Oden could still muster the strength to throw all of his 9 retainers to a great distance away from the execution site. And that's why Oden is really physically strong, which puts him on the 7th number on this list. Following Oden, the next character is Big Mom. Of course, as we know, Charlotte Linlin, more widely known as Big Mom, is the captain of the Big Mom Pirates and only female member of the Yonko. Big Mom has immense superhuman physical strength. When she was just 5 years old, she was strong enough to kill a large bear instantly with a single smack, merely intending to scold the animal, as well as break several of a giant's bone by trying to slap a mosquito on their back. When suffering from her cravings, she could destroy a village in Elbaf and defeated several armed giants without a single scratch, being described by Jorl as the evil god in the form of a child. She was strong enough not to only break Jorl's sword with her fist, but also grab the giant's beard, flip him over her shoulder and smash him into the ground with enough force to mortally wound him. Mother Caramel believed that she had the potential to become an admiral or fleet admiral of the Marines, but she decided to become the pirate. And who do you think is the best friend of Big Mom? Of course, Kaido, who takes the 5th number on our list. Kaido of the Beast is the captain of the Beast Pirate and one of the Yonko. As one of the Yonko, Kaido is among the strongest pirates alive, renowned as the strongest creature in the world. He attempted to take Whitebeard's life, something only few would dare, and subsequently clashed with Shanks. When Gekko Moria was in his prime, Kaido fought him and emerged victorious, having killed his entire crew. The greatest sign of his strength is his apparent inability to die due to his tremendous toughness and durability. He has been caught and tortured over 18 times, and people as powerful as Marines and other Yonkos have attempted to execute him 40 times only to fail, as Kaido survived every single attempt because every single execution weapon broke when being used on him. Most notably, Kaido has jumped from 10,000 meters from the sky onto the ground, creating a massive shockwave strong enough to sink a large ship nearby, and emerged only with a headache. It has been even become a hobby for him to attempt suicide, only for it to eventually fail. On the next number, the character is Whitebeard. Edward Newgate, more commonly known as Whitebeard, was the captain of the Whitebeard Pirates and was known as the strongest man in the world. He was a member of the Yonko that ruled over the New World until his death during the Battle of Marineford. Whitebeard was given the title of the strongest man in the world for his physical power, which is far superior to even a giant. His physical resistance and pain tolerance were tremendous. He was able to keep fighting despite the number of life-threatening injuries he has sustained, which includes part of his head being burned off. No matter how much damage he took throughout the battle, Whitebeard continued to press forward and fight, only stopping once almost all of the Blackbeard pirates collectively shot and brutally stabbing him to death at point-blank range. He sustained 267 sword wounds, 152 gunshot wounds and 46 wounds from cannonballs, and got half of his head blasted off, resulting in 465 injuries in total. However, even after taking so much damage in his already weakened state, he died standing, an impressive feat when compared to other characters. Even Marshall D. Teach was shocked by Whitebeard's tenacity. Whitebeard was also a really good friend with Goldie Roger and a rival to him. Who takes the next number on our list? Goldie Roger was a legendary pirate who was known as the Pirate King and the captain of the Roger Pirates, the owner of the legendary treasure known as One Piece. He was also the lover of Portugas the Rogue and biological father of Portugas the S. Roger was held as the most powerful pirate of all time. His fighting power was nearly unstoppable. He single-handedly defeated the armies of several countries. Only two people are known to have ever matched Roger in battle. The first person is Vice Admiral Monkey D. Garp and his rival Edward Whitebeard Newgate. Roger also possessed immense endurance and vitality even when he was ravaged by an incurable disease. Aided by Crocus's medical skills, he managed to conquer the Grand Line. He was even able to fight 3 days and 3 nights against Whitebeard until the fight resulted in a draw. On the next number, the character is Monkey D. Garp. Garp is one of the most powerful marines seen in the series so far. As the hero of the marines, Garp is very respected for cornering the Pirate King multiple times. Despite his advanced age, Garp still possessed tremendous physical strength. He was able to throw iron cannonballs like basketballs at speed which is higher than if they were fired from actual cannons. He also broke through brick walls and cannon stands with his fist, and both carry and throw a gigantic ball and chain many times bigger than the Thousand Sunny. Garp also had a monstrous punching power at his disposal. That's why he was also renowned as Garp the Feast. He claimed to have crushed 8 mountains during his training to face Chinjao. Garp was even able to dent Chinjao's Haki enhanced drill-shaped head, which was powerful enough to split the jewel ice sheet. Even in old age, Garp retained his strength. During the Battle of the Marineford, he easily struck down Marco, a mythical Zoan Devil Fruit user and one of the most powerful members of the Whitebeard Pirates. And in the anime, Garp knocked down Jesus Burgess, a master wrestler with titanic physical strength without effort. In fact, Sengoku had to personally restrain Garp before he attempted to kill Akainu out of fury. And finally on the first number, the character is Rox D. Zebek. Although Rox D. Zebek's individual strength and abilities are unknown, he was well reputed for presiding over a crew of extremely powerful pirates with clashing personalities, indicating that he was an extremely powerful and charismatic individual with possibly the strongest person in his time. many of his crew members would go on and make big names for themselves, like Edward Newgate, Charlotte Linlin, and Kaido, who even became emperor in the New World. Xebec was considered to be the most formidable rival of the Pirate King Goldie Roger, even more so than his then subordinate Whitebeard would come to be. He was so fearsome that it took both Roger and Monkey D. Garp working together to finally defeat him, which really tells how much powerful Rox the Xebec really is. Or was. Who knows? What are your thoughts about this list? Do you think Rox the Xebec deserves the first number on this list? If not, who would you put on the first number on this list? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, then check out my other 2 videos about One Piece over here. And that's it for today's video guys. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel because I post daily anime content on this YouTube channel. And also don't forget to like this video. And that's it, and I will see you in the next one. Sayonara.